Today on The New Makers, I'm with Alex, founder of Ple Parasols. Alex completely reimagines what a parasol could be. Every parasol is made with interiors-worthy fabrics, hand-sewn in Cornwall on a frame that is fully repairable and built to last a lifetime. This is conscious design for the great outdoors. Hi, Alex.
Hello. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's nice to meet you properly.
Lovely to meet you properly in this beautiful setting.
Thank you.
I'm so interested. How long have you been here?
We've been here for about 9 months. We moved in last summer.
Is this where Ple all began?
No, our business was run from my home in London for the first few years, and this makes a perfect base.
Yes.
So when it comes to designing parasols, it's actually about immersing myself in the fabrics that are available. And these days, there are so many incredible outdoor fabrics on the market. So high performance fabrics that most of them are guaranteed not to fade for over 5 years. They're waterproof, they're mildew resistant.
Because is that something you found with ones you'd seen before you created your own, that they would fade, or had you had some before?
I mean, yes, we had a very ugly, the parasol we were looking to replace when I started looking for a new parasol was a very faded old navy blue parasol, which is a large item hanging out in the garden. It was a bit of an eyesore, but largely there just are incredible fabrics out on the market made for the outdoors. And I felt they could be used on parasols. I suppose that's the difference that isn't being done. Most parasols are made from, I suppose I don't have an example here, awning fabric. It's just tough outdoor fabric.
Yes.
There's actually all of these are upholstery fabrics. So they're upholstery. Some of them are upholstery for yachts. So really they can take sand and chlorine.
Because I've noted Andrew Martin. So are there quite a lot of designers that you sort of can collaborate with?
None of the fabrics we use so far are ones that are designed specifically for us or by us, mainly because you'd have to be doing really large quantities. And I quite love the fact that most of the work we do is with garden designers, interior designers, and they are picking from an array of thousands of fabrics for their clients, for the taste of their clients, for the style of their homes, the style of their garden.
They're super bespoke.
So actually you won't see many of the same parasol from us. Every order it's
made to order.
It's 2 or 3 made to order, which is very sustainable.
So, for example, you know this design. So this is Joseph Frank, which is an amazing.
Yes, it's one of my favourites.
Swedish designer. But then this is obviously one of your lovely stripes.
Yeah.
Would you use a different fabric depending on the print?
So some fabrics are harder to make valances with, and all the scallops and fringes. Fringes can be quite heavy. So again, knowing which fabrics are going to work and not with those is important. And that's something, I advise designers on when they're choosing details for their clients.
So these are some of the fringes.
Which again are made for the outdoors. So these won't go mouldy like a cotton fringe. Just would, unfortunately, with British weather, there is dampness day and night, even in the height of summer. So these won't go mouldy, they won't fade. They'll stay as great as the fabrics. And we could use much cheaper, but then it's the kind of product that after a couple of years, you're like, it looks tatty, it's an eyesore in the garden, let's replace it. But actually these will look and can look, maybe sometimes they might need a wash or they need covering in winter, but they'll look as vibrant, as incredible after 5 years, even, and not just in British sun, in the Mediterranean sun, in the Middle East, which I think is quite incredible. So when I started, part of the research was finding the wooden frames. I knew I wanted wood. I quite liked the traditional feel and look of wooden frames. And I ordered samples from all around the world. So South Africa, Vietnam, Portugal, and tested them out at home. And I felt a bit like Goldilocks. None of them were quite right for all different reasons. So typically garden furniture is more slender, and some of the poles of the samples I got were much wider than these. Some of the wood was heavily varnished, and I just thought it looked like plastic, even though they were real wood frames. So finding the right frames was a whole long process. And actually my husband described, I had all the spare samples in the garden. He described it as my graveyard of parasols. All the ones that didn't make the cut. Eventually I settled on a hardwood frame from South Africa, which is really beautiful. I did have these ones, which are made from bamboo, in year 1. And I really loved them, and they felt amazing. They looked great. And they are strong enough to withstand winds up to 90 kilometers an hour. So they're incredible. But I had my own prejudice against bamboo and just didn't think it was an upmarket material. So in year 1, I went with the South African hardwood frames, which looked really great, really good. But I continued using one of these in my own garden. And just after the first year, I decided these are actually the better product.
It's actually quite light without the bits. It's not too bad, but you wouldn't be able to...
Well, I do move them around on my own.
I think you definitely
Right, you lift your end up, push up.
See? So easy.
Buy one. Put up in the tassels.
Oh wow, when it comes up, it's huge. You can imagine them in like chic parts of festivals.
Yeah.
Like Glasgow and the VIP bit. Do you think it's an easy object to upcycle actually?
Oh yeah, so we also will allow customers to buy just the canopy.
Yeah.
So if they've bought the frame and then after a few years their style changes or they just want to mix things up, they can buy another canopy, and again, it's easy to replace.
They don't never have to actually throw it away.
Yeah.
Love that. So I love how they've got this. Look, your logo's there with your name, all the detail. Do you think people are understanding of how long they take to actually, because, you know, they're being stitched by hand?
Maybe it does put some people off. I wouldn't be surprised.
But do you think if you did get them, if they weren't made to order, do you think you would have to get them made in a sort of less intentional, high quality way? Do you think it's quite impossible?
Or they would be unbelievably even more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every year I kind of set myself the challenge, okay, we have to be able to make something very similar but less expensive. They are a very expensive upmarket product. I'm aware of that, and I would like to be even more mass market.
Yeah.
So every year I look at, okay, how can we bring the cost down? But then we're just making something crap, and I think, well, there's plenty of crap out there. It doesn't need. I don't need to add to that. And I'd rather make something I'm proud of and I can stand behind and go, this is really good quality. It's going to last.
Yeah.
And it looks good, and we're definitely giving up a lot of that if we try and make things a lot cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you ever get overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things that are out there that are mass produced?
Oh, of course, there are other parasols, and there are some colourful, great looking ones, and they're sold en masse. It's a different market, it's a different product.
Yeah.
And it's not a product I'd buy for my own garden. So that kind of tells me there are 2 different markets, and that's totally fine.
Yeah. You're in your own league, basically, by going into
I've created a market.
You've created your
own.
own.
You know, when you start a business, you kind of write down your 10-year goals. And,
yeah.
And so actually on what I wrote in year 1, 2 of the things were like, in 10 years, I'd like to have a royal warrant.
I love that.
Yeah. And I'd like Jamie Oliver as a customer.
Jamie Oliver!
I thought that's kind of a,
oh my God,
I've made
you can get Jamie easily.
Yeah,
I think
again, these are my 10-year goals.
You should pop one up and take a video and tag him on Instagram. He'd probably see it. Does he spends a lot of time outside, doesn't he?
He does.
I think so. I see from his Instagram. Anyway.
Lovely
Why Jamie Oliver's?
I don't know. I think at the time I was trying to think of someone with, you know, someone wealthy.
Yeah, done well.
Wealthy, but who I liked and respected, and I don't know.
You feel they'd be.
Why.
Would you like to meet him?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say no.
No. He seems
he
seems like a guy you could just be their friend. You know, he's so personable. When you say royal warrant, what is it about the royal warrant that you think's better than, like, let's say B Corp?
It's that luxury upmarket.
Do they just give it to you? You don't have to pay for it?
I don't know, but you have to have been supplying the royal household for at least 3 or 5 years.
So these are going to be in Buckingham Palace.
So I'm kind of running out of time because to hit it by the...
You did show some tartan in there, and I feel like they're really into their tartan, aren't they? Because they've got, what is the place up in Scotland?
Balmoral.
But it's a bit cold up in Scotland, isn't it?
Tartan can work. They have sunny days. And often they're waterproof.
Yeah.
Parasols. The king's into sustainability, and there's no more sustainable wood.
That's true.
I'm creating something that I love and think is perfect, but also I get amazing feedback from clients, you know, so often. And that's the validation that matters, that people love what they have, they buy more of them.
And it's like moments like these in the shade.
Yeah, you know, I use my parasols, I get so much joy from them.
Yeah.
But also, I've run a business before for over a decade. And so that builds resilience. That's where, you know, I learned that things do go wrong. That is, nothing's ever smooth in business. In fact, in our last business, that was a team of 70 people. If ever we had a month of things just going amazingly, we knew something was about to go wrong because that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
But you also learn you don't die from any of those. Every disaster, they'll happen all the time, but you'll get over them and you'll learn from them, and they hopefully won't happen as often. So I come to this business knowing that yep, things will go wrong, but as long as I learn from it and then put new things in place, it's okay, we can move on and just hopefully
work through it.
Yeah.
Has your idea of what sustainability has changed through this process? Because you obviously know a lot more now than you did.
My take on sustainability is buying less often, and those things you do have, keep them, look after them, love them, restore them. Again, with wood, it can be sanded down, it can be refinished, fabric can be repaired. So that's my approach to having sustainable products, is long-lasting products you don't have to repurchase.
That's a wrap on our episode with wonderful Alex from Ple Parasols. Follow along for more, and I'll see you next time.